They locked her up, but they never expected her to break this fast. Within hours of stepping inside that cold, concrete cell, Jackie Christie, the queen of chaos, drama, and designer scandals, did something no one saw coming. She tried to end it all. Yes, boss. Jackie Christie, reality TV's most unshakable diva, allegedly attempted suicide on her very first night in prison. The woman who once screamed at producers, dragged castmates, and built her entire brand on being unbreakable was found unresponsive, alone, and barely breathing. So what happened behind those walls? What pushed Jackie from defiance to desperation in a single night? Was it fear, guilt, or something more sinister like a setup? And here's where things get even darker. The prison guards are refusing to release the footage. The medical records are being revised. And Doug Christie, her own husband, hasn't said a single word. Not to the press, not to her family, not even to her lawyers. Something's off. Something's hidden. And someone out there wanted Jackie silent before she could talk. This isn't just a breakdown. This is a breaking point. And we've got the receipts. She walked in with her chin up, lips glossed, and ego fully intact. But by sunrise, Jackie Christie was being wheeled out on a stretcher. It took just one night. One brutal, soul-crushing night inside the cold, claustrophobic cell of the Los Angeles County Detention Facility to shatter the mask Jackie had worn for decades. Forget what you've seen on TV. This wasn't Basketball Wives. This wasn't a reunion brawl. This wasn't a press stunt. This was raw, horrifying reality. And the reality is, Jackie tried to take her own life. But before we dive into how it happened, let's talk about why this is such a bombshell. Jackie Christie isn't just a reality TV veteran. She's a brand, a spectacle, a walking headline. She spent years playing the villain, stirring chaos, faking friendships, and flaunting wealth that, let's be honest, was always a little too mysterious. But when her house of cards came crashing down, charity fraud, fake companies, luxury scams, and enough RICO flags to start a parade, nobody expected her to fold. That's why when the court finally denied bail and ordered her straight to jail last week, fans expected Jackie to throw a fit, flip a chair, maybe even fire her lawyer live on TikTok. But instead, she went silent. No eye contact. No sound. Just a whisper. "I want this over." Cameras caught her entering the prison. Orange jumpsuit. Face blank, eyes dead. The woman who once screamed at producers for mispronouncing Versace now looked like someone being walked toward a grave. And that's exactly what it almost became. According to an internal incident report leaked by a facility nurse, Jackie was placed in isolation on her first night, standard protocol for high-profile inmates. But within 3 hours, alarms were triggered. Guards found Jackie collapsed on the floor, wrists slit, lips blue, and a bloody note beside her. Caught in red. "You were never going to protect me." Let that sit for a second. That's not just desperation. That's a message. To who? Doug? Mona Scott? The prison itself? Nobody knows. Because just hours later, the note disappeared.
Yep. Gone.
Cleaned up. Classified as evidence under review, and reportedly never photographed. But wait, it gets even creepier. According to another leak from a prison janitor, yes, even the janitor is talking. Jackie's security camera feed went black between 1:12 and 1:29 a.m. The suicide attempt? Reported at 1:24 a.m. That's a 17-minute window with zero footage. How does a brand new facility with 24/7 surveillance lose video from its most watched inmate? The prison warden called it a routine glitch. The same kind of glitch that conveniently happened last week, when Jackie was accidentally transferred to general population, placing her next to 2 inmates with known ties to rival reality stars. Routine glitch or orchestrated blind spot. Let's not act surprised. Because Jackie wasn't just a prisoner, she was a threat. A woman sitting on a treasure chest of dirty secrets, tax records, burner accounts, shell companies tied to celebrities, producers, and yes, even her own husband. And that brings us to the Doug problem. While Jackie was bleeding on a jail cell floor, guess where Doug was? at a Lakers charity gala, laughing, drinking, taking selfies with influencers, and pretending nothing was happening. When reporters asked about Jackie's condition, his response: no comment, no tears, no anger, no urgency. Just like that, the man who built an entire personality around being there for his wife couldn't even show up when she nearly died. Some insiders now believe Doug was the trigger, literally and emotionally. Rumors have started swirling. Whispers of a final phone call Jackie made hours before her collapse. One source says she tried to reach Doug through her lawyer. The message? I know what you did. We don't have the full details yet. But if Jackie knew Doug had anything to do with her arrest, or worse, her placement inside the prison system, then this wasn't just a breakdown. It was a betrayal so deep, she couldn't survive it. But here's what's making this whole thing feel like a movie script instead of real life. The leaks are getting faster, more detailed, and way too coordinated. This isn't just information slipping. It's controlled demolition of Jackie's legacy. Let's go back to that note for a second. You are never going to protect me. Who was she writing to? Was it Doug? Was it Mona? Was it her own legal team? And why didn't anyone release it publicly? Because that note, boss, that's the kind of thing that could start an investigation. Could flip public sympathy overnight. Could turn a reality villain into a victim of systemic abuse and corruption. So of course it disappeared. Meanwhile, Jackie's daughter Chantel has gone quiet. Her team hasn't issued a statement. And Mona Scott? Completely silent. No tweets. No comments. Not even a PR release about wishing Jackie well. In other words, they're distancing themselves fast. And the people who should be demanding justice? They're hiding in the shadows because they know what's coming next. What started as a celebrity jail booking has now spiraled into a possible cover-up, a near-fatal suicide attempt, a silence note missing camera footage, and a growing theory that Jackie was never supposed to leave that cell alive. Still think this is just another celeb meltdown? Think again, because an unnamed guard is about to come forward, and what he saw that night might just change the whole story. Voice disguised, identity blurred. He appeared on a late-night live stream hosted by an underground digital tabloid. What he said, absolutely nuclear. It wasn't a breakdown, the anonymous guard claimed. It was a setup. That woman didn't walk in broken. She was made to break. According to this guard, whose shift allegedly overlapped with Jackie's first night, there were unusual orders given by higher-ups. Things like restricted bathroom access, denied phone calls, lights off earlier than scheduled, all designed, he claimed, to destabilize high-profile inmates. But the biggest shock, he said he personally witnessed Jackie's camera feed being remotely disabled by the control room. No glitch. No malfunction. A manual blackout, he insisted. He described a call that came through, requesting that isolation be intensified. They were testing how far they could push her, he said. Someone wanted her to reach the edge. And that's when the second note appeared, leaked via a prison nurse with a burner Twitter account. The message was allegedly scrawled on a torn envelope and tucked behind Jackie's cot, overlooked during the initial search. The words were jagged, frantic, and barely legible. But the content? If I don't survive, check his offshore. Boom. Just like that, the theory exploded. Jackie wasn't just lashing out emotionally. She was trying to expose something. Something financial. Something buried. Enter the shell companies. Almost instantly, a wave of amateur investigators and TikTok fraud experts dug into Doug Christie's quietly registered LLCs, all with vague names like Silver Arrow Management Christie, Holdings Group Westwood Consulting, all registered to P. O. boxes in Delaware, Nevada, and the Bahamas. The pattern? Each had been created in the last 18 months. Each reported suspicious financial activity. None of them listed Jackie as an owner, despite their ties to properties she publicly claimed as hers. Social media had a field day. One viral thread on X, formerly Twitter, called it the Real Housewife who got played by her own husband. Another user posted a screenshot of Doug holding Jackie's hand during a past reunion episode with the caption, holding the same hand he was about to bury.
Wild.
And the memes? Ruthless. Side-by-sides of Jackie in full glam next to a gurney. Captions like, "From Queen to Cautionary Tale." Others showed Doug with Mona Scott behind him whispering, "Make her disappear." Quietly. And while the world laughed, Chantel Christie cried. In a gut-wrenching post that lasted only 3 hours before being deleted, Jackie's daughter wrote, "My mom begged for help. She told people she wasn't crazy. She was hunted. And now she's barely here." That phrase, "barely here," sent chills across the internet. Because according to unofficial medical leaks, Jackie slipped into a non-responsive state for nearly 11 hours after the attempt. Multiple nurses reportedly described her condition as touch and go. Even now, her movements are limited. Her speech, slurred. Her memory, fractured. What started as a scandal now looked like a tragedy in slow motion. And just when it felt like the story couldn't twist any harder, the email leak hit. Someone, allegedly a prison tech, leaked internal communications from the facility's security department. The emails included discussion of manual override codes used on Jackie's camera, a shift schedule swap involving the guard on duty during the blackout, a forwarded message from an external contact marked confidential that simply read, "Our client needs this done before Sunday." No mess. Who's the client? No names. But fans started filling in the blanks. Some pointed to Doug, especially after discovering he had recently increased life insurance policies tied to Jackie through a business account, just days before her arrest. Others pointed to Mona Scott, accusing her of orchestrating everything to build buzz for a rumored docuseries. But the most chilling theory? That it wasn't one or the other, that Doug and Mona were working together, trading silence for profit. Jackie was the liability. And a silent exit? The cleanest fix. Public pressure mounted fast. Petitions started demanding an FBI probe, over 100,000 signatures in 1 week. Celebrities chimed in. Cardi B tweeted, "This Jackie thing don't sit right." 50 Cent posted a meme of Doug behind bars, captioned, "Everybody wanna be Loki till the feds turn the lights on." Even ex-reality stars long estranged from Jackie began speaking up. Malaysia Pargo posted, "We fought on screen, but no one deserves this. Not even Jackie." Tammy Roman went live saying, "That woman was flawed, but she ain't fake her way into a suicide attempt. Something foul is happening, and it stinks from the top." The pressure got so loud, the prison itself issued a statement. Thin.
Vague.
Nervous. They acknowledged an incident involving a high-profile detainee and promised an internal review. No names. No timeline. Just damage control. And then came Jackie's handwritten update. According to her lawyer, who read it aloud outside the courthouse, Jackie had requested a pen and paper while semi-lucid. Her words, "I trusted the wrong people. I slept beside the devil. But I won't die without naming names. A storm is coming, boss. Because if Jackie survives this, she's not walking out quietly. She's walking out swinging. And guess who's already panicking? Doug Christie has gone dark. No public appearances. No comments. His Instagram is wiped. His endorsements? Pulled out. A closed-door meeting between his team and a crisis PR firm was leaked, labeled, "Reputation Salvage Operation." Even Mona's lawyers were seen at the network offices this week. Quiet meetings. Tense faces. Whispers of contracts being reviewed. Because they all know Jackie might have entered that prison alone, but she won't be coming out empty-handed. What she saw, what she knows, could torch everything. The brands, the relationships, the networks, even the lives of those who thought she was gone for good. And the wildest part, she's still not out of the woods. Because someone just tried to finish the job. The hospital wing of the detention center was silent, heavily guarded, sterile, but somewhere between 3 o'clock and 3:12 a.m., someone bypassed protocol and entered Jackie Christie's room. No logbook. Voice disguised, identity blurred, appeared on a late-night live stream hosted by an underground digital tabloid. What he said, absolutely nuclear. It wasn't a breakdown. It was a setup. That woman didn't walk in broken. She was made to break. According to this guard, whose shift allegedly overlapped Jackie's first night, there were unusual orders given by higher-ups. Things like, restricted bathroom access, denied phone calls, lights off earlier than scheduled. All designed, he claimed, to destabilize high-profile inmates. But the biggest shock? He said he personally witnessed Jackie's camera feed being remotely disabled by the control room. No glitch, no malfunction, a manual blackout. He described a call that came through requesting isolation be intensified. They were testing how far they could push her, he said. And someone wanted her to reach the edge. And that's when the second note appeared, leaked via a prison nurse with a burner Twitter account. The message was allegedly scrawled on a torn envelope and tucked behind Jackie's seat, overlooked during the initial search. The words were jagged, frantic, barely legible. But the content? If I don't survive, check is offshore.
Boom.
Just like that, the theory exploded. Jackie wasn't just lashing out emotionally, she was trying to expose something. Something financial. Something buried. Enter the shell companies. Almost instantly, a wave of amateur investigators and TikTok fraud experts dug up Doug Christie's quietly registered LLCs, all with vague names like Silver Arrow Management Christie, Holdings Group Westwood Consulting, all registered to P. O. boxes in Delaware, Nevada, and the Bahamas. The pattern? Each had been created in the last 18 months. Each reported similar financial activity, and none listed Jackie as an owner. Despite their ties to properties she claimed publicly as hers. Social media had a field day. One viral thread on X, formerly Twitter, called it the real housewife who got played by her own husband. Another user posted a screenshot of Doug holding Jackie's hand